so much, Kaylin, for a beautiful introduction, and thank you, Faith, Raleigh. You all look beautiful. Thank you for having me here. Hello, Santa and Mrs. Claus. So today I will read the book, How Does Santa Go Down the Chimney? How does Santa do it? How does it work? Does he cinch up his belt or shrink himself down to the size of a mouse? Or stretch out like taffy and step in one leg at a time? Maybe Santa can turn into fire, but probably not. Does he go head first? Or feet first? Or neither? Does Santa ever get stuck partway down and need one of the reindeer to give him a kick? Does his suit get sooty? Because chimney have soot. And then does Santa do laundry before he goes to the next house? And if you don't have a chimney, what happens then? Maybe Santa knows about the key under the flower pot, even thought nobody's ever supposed to mention the key under the flower pot. So how would he find out about that? Does he flatten himself and slide under your door? Or does he slip through the pipes and come out of your faucet? Or if you have got a mail slot, I bet Santa folds up like a letter and has a reindeer pop him through. And I bet the stamp on Santa is one of those Santa stamps too. Dogs must like Santa very much, or else they bark. He probably carries treats in his pocket and knows just where every dog likes to be scratched. He tells them they're good and whispers them names, which he knows without even looking at their collars. I bet he lets them give him kisses right on his beard, if they're kind of dogs that like to lick. Can Santa see in the dark? Does he wear night vision goggles that make everything green? I bet he'd like that because Santa likes green. Or heat vision goggles because he might like red better. Should we leave out carrots, not cookies, on Christmas Eve, since they're good for his eyesight? No, the twinkling lights on the tree will make enough light for Santa to see, tiptoeing past chairs without bumping his knee, to leave a present or two or three, and get a kiss from the dog, if it's a dog that licks, and take a cookie or two or three, and then leave. Santa goes up the chimney the same way he comes down, and I have no idea how Santa does that. But I'm so glad he can. Thank you. I'm sure Santa will visit all of you this Christmas and bring you a lot of toys. So I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I wish you a lot of strength and love. My husband, President, is sending love and best wishes as well. Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you to the First Lady of the United States. Mrs. Trump, Thank you so much. We are so honored to continue with this long-standing tradition at Children's National, and we're so honored to have you here today. Thank you for spending time with us today and sharing joy and cheer. And we are so appreciative of your partnership and your commitment to children's health and hope. So on behalf of Children's National and everyone here today, we wish you happy holidays. Thank you.
I'm working like a ass my ass off.
I know.
With Christmas stuff that, who gives a about Christmas stuff and decoration, but I need to do it, right?
The First Lady is being escorted by two of our patients, Nathan Sim and Terriana Cook-Starkey. Thank you very much, Nathan and Terriana. Now, on behalf of our patients, our families, our hospital staff, and our volunteers, I'd like to officially welcome you, Mrs. Trump. It is such a pleasure to have you back at Children's National. Your annual visits mean so much to the kids and bring so much excitement and cheer to our patients and our families. And with that, Mrs. Trump, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here, and I have a book here to read it for you. Oliver, the Ornament. The smell of Thanksgiving dinner was still in the air. The guests had gone home hours ago, and now it was time for Henry and Holly to go to bed. Tomorrow was going to be a big day. Tomorrow, they were going to decorate their Christmas tree. Mom and Dad tackled both of them in, and then went to bed themselves. Soon, the whole family was in dreamland. But not everyone in the Nelson household was dreaming. Oh no, not at all. In fact, some were just getting up from a very, very long nap. You see, packed away deep in the Nelson attic were many boxes filled with some of the family's most precious possessions. These boxes were filled with their cherished Christmas ornaments. Hey, Oliver, wake up. It's time to get ready. Tomorrow is our big day, said Belle. Oh, Belle, is it that time already? Oliver asked in a sleepy voice as he rubbed his eyes. You sure look nice, he added. Belle liked Oliver because he often said nice things to her and the other ornaments. Suddenly, Edsel zoomed by with his red lights flashing and sirens screaming. Ooh, slow down, Edsel. You will run someone over, Oliver shouted as he jumped out of the way. Don't tell me to slow down. You're useless, Edsel replied. What happened to your arm, Oliver? Belle asked. Oh, it broke this summer, but it's okay, Oliver said. It doesn't hurt too much. It just kind of looks funny. Ha! Now you can do anything that the rest of us can do, shouted Edsel. You're useless, he teased. I'm not useless. I can do a lot of things, replied Oliver. Oh yeah? Like what? Chimed in Buck. Well, I can. Oliver tried to stick up for himself, but he just couldn't find the right words. Like I said, Oliver is useless. Edsel laughed again. After the bullying of Oliver ended, the ornaments continue playing and dancing and shining themselves up for tomorrow's big day. Then, one by one, they hopped back in their boxes to get a good night's sleep. When all the ornaments were in the boxes, Edsel hopped back out and quietly tapped on Buck's box. "What's up, Ezel?" asked Buck. Ezel whispered back, "Hey, let's play a trick on Oliver." "Oh, let's just leave him alone," replied Buck. Ezel insisted, and Buck gave in. So they hid Oliver's box behind the Easter basket where no one could see it. "It's okay," Oliver told himself. "The Nelsons will come get me tomorrow. I just can't wait to see them. I love them so much." With those happy thoughts, he went to sleep. Oliver woke up extra early next morning, hearing so much noise and commotion. Oliver didn't know his box had been hidden in the back corner, so he kept thinking he had been taken next. But after a while, Oliver heard was silence. "How will I ever get out of here? Will I miss Christmas? Oh no, that can't be," he thought. Poor Oliver then started to cry, but suddenly no one could hear him. Meanwhile, Mom, Dad, Henry, and Holly were busy hanging the ornaments on the tree. You could see the excitement on each ornament's face as it found its new home on this beautiful Christmas tree. When the tree was completely decorated, Mom wondered what had happened to Oliver. He will turn up at some point. He just has to, she thought. Once the Nelson family left the room, Belle asked Ezel, "What did you do to Oliver?" "Nothing. I don't know anything," said Ezel. "Come on, Ezel. Oliver was the first ornament ever on the tree," pleaded Fraser. "What's the big deal?" said Crystal. "He's so old and he's useless." Teddy and Norb disagreed and shouted to all the ornaments could hear, "We have to find Oliver." As they approached the attic, they heard crying from inside. It sounded like the crying was coming from a box behind the Easter basket. Henry and Holly opened the box and saw Oliver, but he didn't want them to see him cry, so he pretended to be asleep. "Who are you?" asked Holly. Oliver answered, "Close your eyes and start to imagine your mom and dad years ago." "You see," he continued, "it was one of their very first date. They were ice skating in the town square just before Christmas. I could see them from the window in the village chalet where I was hanging. They then come into the shop, and your dad brought me for your mom. I think he bought me because my skates were just like his. Later, he gave me to her as he said goodnight. When she got home, she hung me on her tree. I was the only ornament on the tree at that time. From the smile on your mom's face, I knew right then and there that they were perfect for each other and that they would be together forever." Then Oliver told them stories about all different ornaments. One by one, he called out his friends on the tree, telling their stories and how each of them was so very special to Mom and Dad. "You see, Henry and Holly," said Oliver, "every ornament tells a story." As he said this, Crystal started melting from her eyes and tears started to roll down Ezel's headlights. And Buck was so upset he couldn't stop crying. He felt so bad about how he had treated Oliver. Henry and Holly disagreed, telling Oliver it was a misunderstanding. but they respected his wishes and placed him on the back of the tree. As they did, Oliver looked back at his new friends and winked at both of them. Once the children were upstairs and the brightly lit tree sat alone, Belle said, "Well, what do you have to say for yourself, Etzel?" "Oh, Oliver, I'm sorry. I guess I'm just, I'm sorry. I really like hearing all of your stories," Etzel replied. "No worries," said Oliver. "We are all here, and we are all going to help the Nelsons have the best Christmas ever." The Etzel said, "You know, Oliver, I'm in your place. You should be right here in the front of the tree." But everyone else said, "No, Etzel, you can't move yourself. Only people can move you." "I'm a fire truck, so I think I can handle it," he insisted. "Oliver, this is your spot." So Etzel unhooked his ladder from the tree and jumped to the next branch. But disaster struck. Etzel was falling off the tree, hitting one branch after another, until he was almost to the floor, where he would surely shatter into 1,000 pieces. The ornaments all screamed, "Oh no!" Then out of nowhere, Oliver whooped down and caught Etzel using his good arm. Etzel couldn't believe it. Oliver had swung, jumped, skated, and climbed down to save him. Just then, Mom and Dad came home and said goodbye to the babysitter. As they sat in front of the tree, Mom said, "You know, I couldn't find Oliver today. He was our first ornament, and he's been with us since our first date. I will have to find him tomorrow because it just wouldn't be Christmas without him. I love that little guy so much." "Hey, Mom, look, you did bring Oliver out," said Dad. "No, I didn't. It must have been Henry on Holly," she replied. "But one thing's for sure, Oliver belongs on the front of the tree." Then Mom realized that Oliver's arm was broken. "Oh no, this can't be. I'll just have to fix this," she said. So she got a Christmas napkin and made a sling from Oliver's arm and placed it on him, making everything better for Oliver. And then Mom and Dad hung Oliver right in the front of the tree, just above Etzel, surrounded by Belle, Teddy, Abby, Norb, Crystal, and the rest of his friends. Mom and Dad turned off the lights on the tree and went to bed. But then the magic of Christmas lit the tree up again, and all the ornaments sang together. Oliver felt the Christmas spirit more than ever, knowing how much his family and friends loved him and how much he loved them in return. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year. Thank you.
For that lovely story, Mrs. Trump. We really, really enjoyed it. It was an amazing story, and it's hard to even talk. It was so emotional because I have a bad hand too. So. But I'm Kurt Newman. I'm the CEO of Children's National, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you this afternoon. And we are just honored to have the author of this amazing story, Mr. Todd Zimmerman, with us. And I'd like to see if he would take a moment to say a quick hello.
Yes, hello everyone, and Merry Christmas. I'd like to thank the hospital, all the patients, and the wonderful staff here for the hospitality. Mrs. Trump, I'd especially like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for including me in this wonderful tradition that started when Bess Truman was the First Lady. It is such an honor, and I'm humbled by your kindness. I also want to thank you for everything you do to promote kindness through your Be Best Foundation and all of your daily activities. It's that same type of kindness that we're trying to promote with Oliver the Ornament, and it's that same message that we hope all of you receive this Christmas season and throughout the entire year. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And Mr. Zimmerman, thank you for that signed copy of the book and your generous gift of books to the hospital. It's so meaningful. And Mrs. Trump, we really appreciate your taking time out of what I know is just an amazingly busy schedule to visit everyone here at Children's National, including many of our patients in our neonatal intensive care unit. It's been a real pleasure. Before you go, we'd like to present you with a gift to commemorate this special day, and I think our young folks are going to be presenting that gift to you.
So much.
I think we all ought to give special thanks to Nathan and Tariana, who were just incredible escorts. You did such a great job today, Nathan and Tariana. And as we say goodbye to Mrs. Trump, I'd like to ask everyone to remain seated. And we have a special treat. We have Samantha Rios here today, who's just a worldwide sensation, and she's going to help us all sing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." Thank you again, Mrs. Trump, and happy holidays to you, the President, your son, and the rest of your family. Just thank you so much, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay, and then I do it, and I say that I'm working on Christmas, planning for the Christmas.
So this is very special book that I like for Christmas. It's Polar Express. I guess a lot of you kids and adults know the book, and it's very special to me. I hope you will like it. I'm sure you watched the movie as well. On Christmas Eve, many years ago, I lay quietly in my bed. I did not rustle the sheets. I breathed slowly and silently. I was listening for a sound a friend had told me I'd never heard. The ringing bells of Santa's sleigh. There is no Santa, my friend had insisted, but I knew he was wrong. Late that night, I did hear sounds, thought not of ringing bells. From outside came the sounds of hissing steam and squeaking metal. I looked through my window and saw a train standing perfectly still in front of my house. It was wrapped in an apron of steam. Snowflakes fell lightly around it. A conductor stood at the open door of one of the cars. He took a large pocket watch from his vest, then looked up at my window. I put on my slippers and robe. I tiptoed downstairs and out the door. All aboard, the conductor cried out. I ran up to him. Well, he said, are you coming? Where? I asked. Why not to the North Pole, of course, was his answer. This is the Polar Express. I took his outreached hand and he pulled me aboard. The train was filled with other children, all in their pajamas and nightgowns. We sang Christmas carols and ate candies with nugget centers as white as snow. We drank hot cocoa, as thick and rich as melted chocolate bars. Outside, the lights of towns and villages flickered in the distance as the Polar Express raced northward. Soon there were no more lights to be seen. We traveled through cold, dark forests, where lean wolves roamed and white-tailed rabbits hid from our train as it thundered through the quiet wilderness. We climbed mountains so high and steamed as we would creep the moon. But the Polar Express never slowed down. Faster and faster we ran along, rolling over peaks and through valleys like a car on a roller coaster. The mountains turned into hills, the hills to snow-covered plains. We crossed a barren desert of ice, the Great Polar Ice Cap. Lights appeared in distance. They looked like the lights of a strange ocean liner sailing on a frozen sea. There, said the conductor, it is the North Pole. The North Pole, it was a huge city standing alone at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas toy was made. At first, we saw no elves. They are gathering at the center of the city, the conductor told us. There is where Santa will give the first gift of Christmas. Who receives the first gift? We all asked. The conductor answered, he will choose one of you. Look, shouted one of the children, the elves. Outside, we saw hundreds of elves. As our train drew closer to the center of the North Pole, we slowed to crawl So crowded were the streets with Santa's helpers. When the Polar Express could go no further, we stopped and the conductor led us outside. We pressed through the crowd to the edge of a large open circle. In front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer were excited. They pranced and praised, ringing the silver sleigh bells that hang from their harnesses. It was a magical sound like nothing I'd ever heard. Across the circle, the elves moved apart and Santa Claus appeared. The elves cheered wildly. He marched over to us and pointing to me said, "Let's have this fellow here." He jumped into the sled. The conductor handed me up. I sat on Santa's knee and he asked, "Now, what would you like for Christmas?" I knew that I could have any gift I could imagine, but the thing I wanted most for Christmas was not inside Santa's giant bag. What I wanted more than anything was one silver bell from Santa's sleigh. When I asked, Santa smiled. Then he gave me a hug and told an elf to cut a bell from a reindeer's harness. The elf tossed it up to Santa. He stood, holding the bell high above him, and called out, "The first Christmas gift." A clock struck midnight as the elves roared their approval. Santa handed the bell to me, and I put it in my bathrobe pocket. The conductor helped me down from the sleigh. Santa shouted out the reindeers' names and cracked his whip. His team charged forward and climbed into the air. Santa circled once above us and then disappeared in the cold, dark polar sky. As soon as we were back inside the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached into my pocket, but the only thing I felt was a hole. I had lost the silver bell from Santa Claus' sleigh. "Let's hurry outside and look for it," one of the children said. But the train gave a sudden lurch and started moving. We were on our way home. It broke my heart to lose the bell. When the train reached my house, I sadly left the other children. I stood at my doorway and waved goodbye. The conductor said something from the moving train, but I couldn't hear him. "What?" I yelled out. He cupped his hands around his mouth. "Merry Christmas," he shouted. The Polar Express let out loud blast from its whistle and sped away. On Christmas morning, my little sister Sarah and I opened our presents. When it looked as if everything had been unwrapped, Sarah found one last small box behind the tree. It had my name on it. Inside was the silver bell. There was a note. "Found this on the seat of my sleigh. Fix that hole in your pocket. Signed, Mr. C." I shook the bell. It made the most beautiful sound my sister and I had ever heard. But my mother said, "Oh, that's too bad." "Yes," said my father, "it's broken." When I shaken the bell, my parents had no heard a sound. At one time, most of my friends could hear the bell, but as the year passed, it felt silent for all of them. Even Sarah found one Christmas that she could no longer hear its sweet sound. Thought, "I've grown old." the bell still rings for me, as it does for all who truly believe. Merry Christmas and joyous, happy holiday season.
Mrs. Trump, thank you for that.
And they said, oh, what about the children? They were separated. Give me a break.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is wonderful to be here. This is one of my favorite events during holiday time. And I'm very excited and looking forward to reading a book, Oliver the Ornament. And this is the series that I started to read a few years ago, and it's by Todd Zimmerman, who is with us today. Thank you so much, Todd. I want to say hello to all of the patients in the rooms that they are watching us, and I want to say a special hello to Helene. I hope you're feeling well and stay strong and keep fighting. I'm sending you much love. I'm thinking of you all. Stay strong and well, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Oliver the Ornament meets Marley and Joan and Abby. The Nelson family was filled with the Christmas spirit as they continue decorating their house and sharing in their special holiday traditions. Henry and Holly had invited their friends Stephen and Rudy to join the festivities. Look what I found, Rudy. Remember this? Mom asked Rudy as she unwrapped Nora the menorah. I sure do, replied Rudy. That was really nice of you to get her for me. Well, it was all Holly's idea, Mom added as she placed Nora on the table. That was the same year grandparents gave you Marley and Joan and Abby. Remember, Oliver? Why don't you tell us about it? So Holly began. Remember, I was getting my tonsils out. It was right before Christmas. And the grandparents and Grandma and Grandpa came to visit me in the hospital. First, Grandma and Grandpa Z came in and gave me Marley and Joan. They told me that these angels would look out for me. And that's what we have done ever since, Holly, chimed in Marley and Joan from the top of the tree. Holly continued. Then Grandma and Grandpa Ann came in and gave me Abby. They told me that as long as I had a church near me, I should never be scared of anything. The next day, Mom and Dad arrived to bring Holly home. Before we go home, can we go get a menorah? Asked Holly. Startled by the question, Mom replied, Sure, but why do you want one? Well, Rudy doesn't have a Christmas tree at her house, but she has a menorah, so I think we should have one at our house when she visits, so it's more like home to her, said Holly. Hearing this story for the first time, Nora said, That's the first time I ever heard that story. The children were shocked beyond belief. They knew the ornaments came to life, but didn't expect the same from Nora. Just as they were about to ask Nora a question, Mom and Dad entered the living room to help them get ready to go skating at the town square.
they are going to have so much fun skating, said Oliver. That's where Mom and Dad had their first date. Oliver then began telling everyone the story of their first Christmas. But before he could finish the story, they all heard loud noises coming from the attic. It sounded like hammering, drilling, and sewing. The ornaments all wondered what was going on in the attic and what Nellie was up to. After having her last plan to ruin Christmas stopped by Oliver and Ethel, Nellie was more determined than ever to ruin Christmas for the Nelsons family and the ornaments. This time thought she planned everything out perfectly. Meanwhile, back in the living room, the ornaments got Nora up to speed what was Nellie had been doing. I think I should go up there and give her a piece of my mind, an upset Nora stated. That's a bad idea, said Fraser. I think you should go talk to her. Well, then I'm going with you, said Mary. The ornaments' plan was simple. They were going to invite Nellie to the kitchen to bake Christmas cookies, but then surprise her with a party. I think that will really cheer her up, said Mary. Just be careful, insisted Marley and Joan. Once in the attic, Fraser and Mary found Nellie. Hi, I'm Fraser, and this is Mary. We thought we would come up and introduce ourselves to you. Oh, you did, a suspicious Nellie answered. I'm actually glad you're here, said Nellie. You know, it's rather hot in here. Do you mind if I open the window? She asked. Fraser and Mary thought Nellie was up to something, but they didn't know what. Nellie continued saying, You know, I've just built really fun seesaw, but I don't have anyone to play with. Will you play with me? Well, okay, replied Fraser nervously, as he and Mary stood on one end. As soon as Fraser and Mary were in place, Nellie jumped as high as she could, landing on the other end of the seesaw. Shocked and frightened, Fraser and Mary were catapulted into the air, out the window, and straight toward the garbage can. Frightened beyond belief, Mary screamed for help. As she did, the other ornaments looked out the window in disbelief as they saw their friends fly across the sky and land right in the garbage can. Oh my, look, Oliver, screamed Marley and Joan. The garbage truck is about to take them away. We have to save them. Hang on, Fraser, hang on, Mary, we are coming to get you, screamed the three friends as they flew towards the garbage truck. Quick, let me grab you, hollered Oliver, as he reached down to get hold of Fraser's lights. Just in time, Oliver saved the day by catching his friends right before they were about to be dumped into the garbage truck. Fraser and Mary were covered in garbage, but revealed to be okay. Joan yelled from above, "Keep up the good work, Oliver." Back in the attic, Nellie couldn't believe her eyes. Oliver had thwarted her plans again and saved the day. Just then, she looked down and saw an envelope with her name on it. It must be another trick, she thought. That was a close call, said Fraser, still covered in garbage. I'm not going up there ever again, promised Mary. But soon they all began discussing a new plan to get through Nellie. Meanwhile, Nellie was reading the invitation to bake cookies. It has to be a trick, she thought. Here she is. Do we have a chance to give the invitation to Nellie? Asked Abby. Nellie was now listening to the conversation from the attic. No, Mary answered. So now we are going to have to find another way to trick her to come down here. Soon they all began whispering about their new plan to get through Nellie. Aha, said Nellie to herself. They're up to something. Just then, the whole family arrived home. You know, Holly, there is more to the story of when Marley and Joan and Abby were giving to you, said Oliver. What do you mean? Asked Holly. So Oliver began telling how Marley and Joan had taken Abby for a ride at night and went to visit every child in the hospital. One by one, they entered hospital rooms, spreading good wishes and hope to all the children. Holly and Henry were amazed. They knew that the ornaments were looking out for Holly, but had no idea that they had spread love and kindness to all other children at the hospital. Just then, Dad came into the room to tell the children it was time for bed. Once the children were out of the room, Itzel asked Marley and Joan and Abby, "So that's how you knew to grab Oliver and help him save Fraser and Mary?" "That's right," they answered, "but we never thought we had be doing it again." Before going to sleep, the magic of Christmas lit the tree, and the ornaments all began singing together, thinking of how wonderful it is to be kind to others, not just Christmas, but throughout the entire year. Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year. Thank you.
Mrs. Trump, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. And thank you for continuing the tradition of being here. That story, Todd, thank you. So creative and just perfect for all the children in the hospital to think about that. And boy, those ornaments, they are busy, aren't they? But spreading good cheer and sending such an important message about being kind, being nice, all year long. It's exactly the message you have sent through Be Best. So thank you so much, Mrs. Trump, for being here and for bringing cheer to the children. So we're not done. We have another little surprise. Mrs. Trump is going to be playing bingo, holiday bingo, with all of the children that are tuned into Seacrest Studio. So in just a minute, we'll be launching that through our Seacrest Studio so the kids can play holiday bingo with Mrs. Trump. Thank you so much for being here.
Where they were saying anything when Obama did that?
I know.
Nice to be here again. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you very much. And this is the book. I will read it. Oliver, the Ornament Meets Belle. Do you know the book? Did you read it before? No? Christmas season started with Mom and Dad telling Henry and Holly about the ornaments on their tree. And that was just the beginning of the holiday fun for the entire Nelson household. I love those stories, Crystal acclaimed. Me too, Edsel said. But there is a lot of more to the story of how Belle entered their collection. Please tell us, Henry asked. Oliver reminded them that at first he was the only ornament on the tree. That didn't last long because the next day your mom came home with a box of beautiful ornaments, Oliver said. Suddenly I was surrounded by so many magical friends, or so I thought. What do you mean? Holly asked. Well, I went up to the ornaments and introduced myself, Oliver explained, but sadly, none of them answered. That didn't last long, continued Oliver, because I began playing the most wonderful game of make-believe. I went back to each of the ornaments and introduced myself again. I said, "Hello, Mr. Red Ornament, my name is Oliver." Mr. Red Ornament replied, "Hello, Oliver, my name is Edsel." I said, "Hello, Miss Blue Ornament." She responded, "Nice to meet you. I'm Crystal." Then I got to Mrs. Green Ornament. But before I could say hello, she said, "Hi, Oliver. I'm Mary." The children were amazed. Oliver's imagination brought all the ornaments to life. "What happened next?" they asked. "We started by singing our favorite Christmas carols," Oliver said. Just then, the ornaments heard a very scary laugh coming from the attic. Not wanting the children to hear the noise, the ornaments began singing Christmas carols, drowning out the scary laughter. Then the doorbell rang. It was Henry and Holly's friends, Stephen and Rudy. So Mom and Dad bundled the children up to go outside to build a snowman. Back in the living room, the ornaments were scared. "Where did that laugh come from?" Belle asked. "It's from a really mean ornament," Oliver said. "Her name is Nellie." "Who is Nellie?" Abby asked. "She's mean and she's done some really naughty stuff," Oliver said. "She glued my ladder down so it stuck," Edsel said. "She bullied me and called me useless," Buck added. Joan and Marley said, "I've got to talk to Nellie. It's Christmas after all." "That sounds like a bad idea," Norb and Teddy shouted. But Marley and Joan were determined, so they flew off to meet her. On the way, Marley and Joan could see it was cold and snowy and starting to get dark. They were almost at the attic window when they heard a voice call out, "Come in here and play with me." At the window, Marley and Joan tried to open it, but it was too heavy. "Try harder," Nellie snickered. "I want to play." Marley and Joan tried harder and got the window open, but as they did, Nellie pulled a cord, crashing it down, trapping them both. The angels looked at each other, then looked back to see Nellie laughing at both of them. "I guess we are in a pickle now," Marley said. Marley and Joan tried to open the window, but they couldn't. They were getting cold and scared. Inside, Nellie laughed at them. "Marley, sound your horn," Joan said. But Marley didn't want to. It would make too much noise. "Marley," Joan insisted, "sound the horn." So Marley sounded the horn to let other ornaments know they were in trouble. Oliver and Edsel hopped off the tree and went outside, and saw that Marley and Joan were stuck, cold and shivering. "Oliver, I'm not going to be able to help. Nellie glued my ladder down. I'm useless." Edsel said. Edsel, you're strong enough to break the glue. Encourage Oliver. What that encouragement, Edsel broke the glue and extended the ladder. Oliver ran up the ladder and pushed the window as hard as he could. It finally opened, freeing Marley and Joan. The angels flew back in the house. As they did, Joan looked back and said, "Keep up the good work." All the ornaments cheered Oliver and Edsel. Marley and Joan were revealed but still shivering. "We have got to get through Nellie," Joan said. I think she's sad." Marley agreed, and they convinced all the others to find a way to cheer her up. Back in the attic, Nellie didn't understand why Marley and Joan had tried to be kind to her. It must be a trick, she thought. The children came back inside and raced to the tree. "Building the snowman was fun," Holly said. "Next time, we will bring you with us." "We are fine where we are," Marley and Joan said. "We will just stay put." "Tell us the rest of the story, how you met Belle," Henry said. "It was fun at first, playing and singing with all my friends," Oliver said. "I never knew make-believe could be so magical, but after a while it started getting harder and harder." "What happened?" Henry asked. One by one, friends stopped talking and playing with me. I spoke to them, but none answered. "I felt all alone, and it was Christmas Eve," Oliver choked up, so Belle finished the story. Everyone was singing carols and having fun, but sadly, Oliver felt all alone. "That's so sad, Oliver," Holly said. "Well, thanks to Santa, it turned out perfect," Oliver answered. "What happened with Santa?" Henry asked. The stockings. "Santa saw me and could tell me I was sad. After I told him what was wrong, he said, 'Oliver, as long as you believe in the magic of kindness and of Christmas, you will never be alone. Just keep believing. I promise, Santa, I would.'" On Christmas morning, your dad came over to exchange your gifts with your mom. He gave her a sweater and gave him a watch. Then he gave her a small box. "What was it?" Holly asked. "A beautiful bell ornament. Your dad brought it for your mom because she lived on Bell Street," Oliver said. Both Henry and Holly laughed. "That's what Daddy told us earlier," Holly said. "After your mom and dad left, I remember Santa's words," said Oliver. "So I decided to speak to the new ornament. 'Hello, my name is Oliver,' I said. Belle's eyes opened and she replied, 'It's very nice to meet you, Oliver. My name is Belle.' I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I finally had a real friend." "That was our first Christmas," Belle said, "and that made it special. But each Christmas becomes more special because we have even more wonderful memories." Later that night, when the family fell asleep, the magic of Christmas lit the tree and all the ornaments sang together. Their hearts were filled with joy, remembering the story of Oliver's first Christmas with Belle and thinking about their plans to become friends with Nellie. With those happy thoughts, everyone in Nelson's household went to sleep. Merry Christmas and happy and healthy New Year. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. What did you feel? Yes? Yes.
But here's my thing. Hear what you just said, but instead of that, your messaging, you were so loved.
They would not do the story. We put it out. They would not do the story.
Okay.
They are not they would not do the story because they are against us because they're liberal media. Yeah, if I go to Fox, they will do the story. I don't want to go to Fox.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kurt Newman, the President and CEO of Children's National.
This is exactly what he does at home. He tries to beat Malia and Sasha to my lap. This is one of my favorite things to do during the holidays, is coming to the Children's Hospital to see all of you. And I want to thank my escorts, Jordan and AJ. You guys are awesome. You did a fabulous job escorting me here. I made it. Well done. And of course, we have Santa Claus, who's really the star of the show. And then there's Bo, who is the big baby in the room. So I'm gonna read a Christmas favorite, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. How many people have heard this? All right, this is the story of when Santa comes to visit. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. How many people are gonna go to sleep on time when it's Christmas Eve? So you know Santa doesn't come unless you go to sleep, right? You gotta be fast asleep. You've gotta be nestled all snug in your bed. All right, we got that? And Mama in her kerchief, her hat, and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. Does everybody know what they want for Christmas? Yeah? You're not gonna ask for a lot of stuff, are you? You're gonna ask for a lot of stuff? Just a few things. When out on the lawn there rose such a clatter, I sprang to the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. What do you think he heard? Debbie, you know this story. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. See them by the moonlight? This is what happens on Christmas when you're asleep. Santa shows up with a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. It is Santa Claus. You were absolutely correct. More rapid than eagles, his coursers, they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now, do you know the names of the reindeers? Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. You see, Bo? All right.
Maybe you can't see.
Yes, see. You see? All right. I think he's seen them. Oh, here's a close-up picture of the reindeers. All right. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all, as dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly. That's poetry. When they met with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop, the coursers, they flew with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. He's right there. Oh, well, this, we're talking, he knows the end of this story. He knows the end of this story. And then in a twinkle, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. Why do you think it was a bound? Because St. Nick is a little hefty. He was jolly, exactly. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. Why do you think his clothes were dirty? Down the chimney, that's it. That's why today he's very clean. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and he laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. 'Cause Santa is friendly, he's bringing toys. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod up the chimney, he rose. Look at him, going right back up the chimney. How do you think he does it? It's magic. And climbing. It's a good core. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night." The end. Yeah.